How to solve absolute value inequalities step by step. Imagine trying to find out how for a number is from 0 on the number line. That's what absolute value tells us. When we deal with inequalities involving absolute values, it's like setting boundaries on that distance. Solving these inequalities might seem tricky at first, but once you understand the steps, it becomes much easier. Let's walk through the process together. First, understand what absolute value means. It's the distance from 0, so it's always a non-negative number. For example, the absolute value of -3 is 3, and the absolute value of 5 is 5. When you see an absolute value in an inequality, your goal is to find all values that satisfy that distance condition. Next, you want to isolate the absolute value expression. For example, if you have an inequality like the absolute value of x plus 3 minus 7 less than or equal to 5, start by adding 7 to both sides. This gives you the absolute value of x plus 3 less than or equal to 12. This step is important because it makes the inequality easier to work with. Now, look at the type of inequality you're dealing with. If it's less than or equal to, it means the expression inside the absolute value is within a certain range around 0. If it's greater than or equal to, it means the inside value is outside that range, either less than a negative number or greater than a positive number. For inequalities with less than or equal to, rewrite the absolute value as a compound inequality. For example, the absolute value of x plus 3 less than or equal to 12 becomes -12 less than or equal to x plus 3 less than or equal to 12. This tells us that plus 3 is between -12 and 12. For inequalities with greater than or equal to, split the inequality into two parts. For example, the absolute value of to x minus 5 greater than 7 becomes to x minus 5 less than -7 or greater than 7. These two inequalities are connected by the word or, meaning either one can be true for the overall statement to hold. Solve each inequality separately. For the compound inequality, subtract 3 from all parts to isolate. For the or inequalities, solve each one on its own. Remember, when solving, perform the same operations on all parts of the inequality to keep it balanced. Finally, write down the solution set. If it's a less than or equal to case, the solutions are all the values between the two bounds. If it's a greater than case, the solutions are all values outside those bounds. Always check if the number on the other side of the inequality is negative. If it is, the inequality might have no solutions or all real numbers as solutions, depending on the situation. Let's look at an example. Suppose you need to solve the inequality where the absolute value of x plus 4 minus 6 is less than 9. First, add 6 to both sides to get the absolute value of x plus 4 less than 15. Since 15 is positive, rewrite it as a compound inequality, -15 less than x plus 4 less than 15. Then, subtract 4 from all parts to find the range for x. That gives you -19 less than x less than 11. So, all numbers between -19 and 11 satisfy the inequality. When working with absolute value inequalities, always start by isolating the absolute value. Then decide whether you're dealing with a less than or greater than situation. This approach makes solving these inequalities straightforward and helps you avoid mistakes. With practice, solving absolute value inequalities will become a simple part of your algebra toolkit.